And welcome to a Little Big Planet video. Now today we're going to be talking about why Newton isn't a bad guy. Now, Little Big Planet 3, he is, you guys think that he is the bad guy, but he is not. Clearly, the Titans control him. He says in the third cutscene, I think, after you complete Stitchum Manor, I think, you see that cutscene, and it explains that Nanopod explains that Newton is just being controlled by the Titans. And let me get a little shot of all these Titans. This one that Swoop fights, this one that Oddsock fights, and this one that Toggle fights. Now, there are many differences. There are many differences against all the Titans. Now, some are they're all unbeatable by some characters. Like, if you fought the one that Oddsock fights with Swoop, you would not be able to beat it. If you fought the one that Swoop fights with Oddsock, you wouldn't be able to beat it. If you fought the one with Toggle, if you fought Toggle's fight with Swoop, you wouldn't be able to beat it. And if you fought pretty much any wrong fight with that somebody's in, would fail. But let's dig a little bit deeper into the characters and some weird stuff about them. So Sackboy is the main character in all the Little Big Planet games. Why doesn't Sackboy have a boss fight, a unique boss fight, just like Toggle here, Oddsock here, and Swoop we have right here. They all have a boss fight except for Sackboy. So we need to talk about why that is. First up, let's just get straight into why Newton isn't a bad guy. Now that we've talked about the characters a little, and I've kind of gotten you warmed up with what we talk about on this channel that I have, go ahead and check out my other channel called Gatorade007. That one's a good one. Subscribe, and let's get into it. So first up, number 1. Oh, that's F, the backwards F. Number 1. So the first reason why Newton is not a bad guy is because Nanopod, in the third cutscene, I believe, after you beat Stitchum Manor, you trigger a cutscene where Newton jumps into the box, the metal box, and he gets hypnotized by those Titans, and then Sackboy needs to awaken, whatever you want to say, Oddsock, Toggle, and Swoop. So, if you would like to know why Newton isn't a bad guy, if you don't believe me yet, we're just going to dig deeper and deeper into this story. So, Newton clearly states in the creative menu, there are actions for evil Newton and Newton. So that clearly states that Newton wasn't intended to be a bad guy. He was just being controlled by the Titans. If you still don't believe me, listen to this theory I have here. What if Sackboy is the bad guy? I know, you think I'm crazy, but what if it's true? What if Sackboy is the bad guy? Like, Newton does not seem to like him much. What if Newton just knew that Sackboy was a bad guy and trying to bring the heroes to his side? That could be possible. It's probably not true, but it's just a theory. Now, it's just a theory, so don't get anybody kind of, like, confused about that. But what if Sackboy was a bad guy? It's just a theory. He always has that smile on his face. What if it's always an evil smile, is my theory. Alright. Number 2. Now, Newton clearly could have a bad case of some disease once he catches from the Titans, because his face does turn purple for some odd reason. Now that's probably because he's being controlled, but I have a theory. Maybe, I have a lot of theories, but maybe if the Titans, like, made him sick, or maybe he had identity disorder. What if Newton had identity disorder? There's so many possibilities here. If Newton had identity disorder, that would explain all of it. Because clearly Newton is just, he doesn't know better, clearly, is what Nanopod says. He doesn't know better. And that's, like, one of the most massive reasons of why he isn't really that bad. Because there's been worse characters in the Sackboy franchise. Kind of like the one clowny guy, I don't know his name yet because I haven't beaten Sackboy, a big adventure of Sackboy yet. But that guy is a bad guy. I might do a video on a big adventure of Sackboy. I cannot quite remember what it's called. Let me know in the comments below what that game is called, because I can't remember. But back to the theories. So what if Newton has identity disorder? That would explain almost everything. Okay. Time to move on. Number 3. So, Newton clearly was controlled by the Titans and wasn't really that bad. We can state that. But what you didn't know is maybe Newton had a whole different person inside of him. He was a whole different person. The Titans just made a new person out of him. Because clearly in the final cutscene of the game, it sees Newton, the purple-faced Newton, or whatever you want to call it, Control Titan Newton, or whatever. He he was like the normal Newton, the good Newton, was inside and being bullied by the Titans that controlled him with his body, or hypnotized body, whatever you want to call it. Now, that is just, what if Newton is just helpless and could not take control over his own body again because of, like Nanopud, like I explained earlier, that Nanopud, she says that Newton does not know better. So, that could be true. Well, it is true in the final cutscene. He does show him trying to take back control again over his own body, and he does achieve that goal. But then you have to fight the final Titan, actually the fourth Titan. All the Titans join together to make this giant Newton robot. And I think Newton constructs most of it. And then the Titans finish it. And Newton actually helps them at the final boss. So technically, he's not really a bad guy. Alright. Time to move on to the next part. We're really digging into this. Number 4. Now, Newton necessarily is a light bulb. I know. And he does not have his father around. He could be under a lot of stress, a lot of sadness and a lot of stress because his father is not there and stuff like that. His father returns in the final cutscene, though. You unlock his skin and everything once you beat it with, I think you have to have the Illuminator, though. Yeah. But, yeah. So, yeah. He clearly is just probably under a lot of stress. Alright. Last one, number 5. Now, this is the grand finale that will make you believe Newton is not a bad guy. All those things combined is just a lot of pressure on Newton. And, yeah. So, what if Newton is just under a lot of sadness and pressure? Now, as I said earlier, Newton does teach you how to play the game. But at the same time, he's the bad guy. But I really do think that Newton is a good guy. Alright, guys. Goodbye. See you next time. Subscribe and like. And again, see you next time.